Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hollow Knight Marauders podcast and Hollow Knight Marauders Live. I'm AJ, joined here by my Bombad Jedi pals, Jamie and Matt. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Pretty good.
Joined by my Bombad skeleton crew? Not yet?
Ooh, no, we can do that
One day.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. That's like where the hype is at right now. Yeah. So
We'll be saying that again in
Hello,
December,
hello.
but
when did it come out? December?
That's a
Still
tease
far away.
for December/January.
it's not that far away. It's going
so
to
yeah.
be here before you know it.
We just have the trio of us today, the Marauders. First time we've done this in a while, just the three of us, I think. Couldn't tell you the last time when, but it's nice just to have a low-key one going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about D23 and all those amazing reveals that we had.
Man, we were eating so well.
We joke about it, and I complain online about, like, I wanted more, and we all wanted more. But as I was saying to you guys, especially Matt before this started, like, we can't complain too much. We did get stuff. Was it like kind of the bare minimum? Like, yeah.
Who's we? I wasn't at D23. I didn't get those things.
Yeah,
Mighty Ducks.
For context, we did not attend D23 because that's on the other side of the country for us. So we did not go, but we lived through people's Twitter feeds of what is happening. And yeah, that's
which I enjoyed.
But yeah, I enjoyed it as well.
Chad in the chat, fan favorite Chad.
Oh yeah,
texted me right before the thing started, D23, and this is when I thought it was gonna be like a huge night. And he was like, "Oh, should we do a live stream like we did during Celebration of like?" And that was like one of our favorite streams ever. Jamie just woke up at the end of that one. Matt was Matt, Chad, and Hannah were on.
Yeah,
just like going through the news feed on Twitter and whatever. And that was legendary. And we almost did it the other night, but it was too last minute. I wasn't even home at the time when we could have done it. But
well, let me say that after this D23. We better be getting a really good celebration.
Well, of course we are. I mean,
we're going to be there going nuts for celebration. It feels like we're going to be there.
We're going to be here
at like 9 a.m. in watching the live stream.
What time will it be? At like noon.
That's true.
It'll be better. Right. It'll be nighttime, right?
Yeah. If it's noon in Japan, aren't we like on a 12-hour difference?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's
which would mean that would be midnight. I mean, I'd be down to be up.
I'd rather do it at midnight than
yeah.
It's 11-hour difference.
All right.
Okay, so it might be
11 here. Okay.
11 hours.
It's prime time. Speaking of time, we're doing this a little bit earlier than our usual stream, so I'm glad
we're doing this on a different day than when we usually stream.
It's just all over
Sunday night.
Exactly.
Sunday night.
Thank you guys for joining in.
A matinee for some people, I guess. Maybe our California friends.
Matinee for us.
Celebration will.
No, we wanted to do a stream this weekend since like it was D23 weekend, and we're like, hey, there was like a handful of stuff that came out, and we're like, let's talk about it before it's the end of like next week, and it's like, whatever.
Late night Marauder Madness. There it is, Chad. That's what it's gonna be called. Great.
Nice.
That's us playing Star Wars Unlimited until 2 a.m. for the past like 2 months. I'm not even, like, seriously.
You guys, okay, let me tell you guys. We bought all these cards for Star Wars Unlimited, and we played on that one day I was over. Left
the
my
last
deck
time the three of us hung out in person.
Last time we hung out in person, which was like a month
and
a half ago.
Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Every single day since then, I keep getting pictures of, look at this card I bought. Look at this card I bought. Look at this. Guys, they've outcarded me so hard. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play when we meet in person again. I don't know.
You'll be able to play the game. So here's the thing with Star Wars Unlimited. It's been a lot of fun so far. So for those who don't know, Star Wars Unlimited is the newer tabletop card game. And I don't know, like about a month and a half ago, like we all got cards, played a ton of it, and then AJ and I have just become like fully like obsessed with like playing it like every single night, and like
it's really fun.
Have like truly screwed up our sleep schedules like because of this. So like it's been rough, but it's been a lot of fun. And I really wish that we got to play the demo at PAX, but you got to play the demo at PAX earlier this year, right, Matt?
Yeah,
you got to play it, but AJ and I didn't because that's when I was doing Red Dead Day. Anyway, look who's laughing now. You.
Just because I got to play the game earlier than you guys does not mean that I am better at the game than you guys. You guys have been practicing every day for the last month.
We have been
I've been doing
practicing in deck building.
squat. I left my deck at your house.
You shouldn't have left your deck here.
I shouldn't have. But also, I don't know if I'd be like, they're carding me at the door. They're not going to let me in.
No, we're not.
You have to beat us. You have to beat us in a game of Unlimited. I'm going to be outside all night because I'm not going to win anything.
All right. Anyway,
but you'll show up and you'll still beat the bag out of me in the game probably.
Not even.
You will. You have that like weird. I
got the Kylo deck that has like all offensive cards.
Hey, that's
AJ's been building up a pretty defensive deck recently though. So
yeah, it's fun.
He may. Actually, we have been playing, and every single time he like plays like a random card, he's like, you know what? I think that this is gonna beat Matt next time, and I'm like, all right. And then I like beat him that round.
Yeah,
so.
They're literally prepping to beat me next time.
We're training.
I know. Yeah, each time I'm like,
anyway,
this will beat Matt. So we'll keep you updated on how that goes. Probably in a couple of weeks, right? We'll be playing with our friend Matt Chan and all that.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Maybe we'll do a little like
a true legend
video thing.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
It's a tease.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun.
And he plays the game probably more than you guys, or maybe the same amount as you guys.
No.
But he plays it a lot.
I don't think so, because I posted something recently just like saying that we were playing again, and Matt, not you, Matt, but our other friend Matt literally was like, "Oh my god, you guys are playing this game."
Okay,
like
yeah.
he like so
maybe we could team up, Matt team.
We'll see what happens.
Team Matt.
So there's your Star Wars Unlimited
interlude.
A couple minutes. Yep. I recommend the game to check it out, and it's a lot to learn at first, but once you get to learn it, and I'm afraid that like maybe we don't know the rules somehow and we're playing it wrong. But
I'm always afraid of that in any game I'm playing, because then you learn the rules and they're worse, and you're like, ugh, this makes the game less fun.
So we'll get to the Skeleton Crew trailer in just a moment. First, instead of our question of the week thing, which we kind of usually do, I'm gonna try and do a little segment here. Might see how this goes, but these are fun. Other people do them. We've done them on the show a little bit, I think. Mount Rushmore. You might be wondering why it says Mount Rushmore on the side there, but we're each going to pick like draft style, go around and pick our 4 favorite things or 4 best things or whatever. I guess it's favorites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like rankings without rankings. It's like 4 like things you want to praise.
It's like who are the defining
or favorites? Your favorites, maybe.
But
yeah,
the trick here is, and I guess is the way we're going to do it. I don't know how people normally do it, but there can be no repeats. Because if we all picked like the same things over and over, because my point with this too is to post it online, have the classic thing of like, which team do you pick out of these, just for fun little thing. So our theme for today, which took us a while to think of for some reason, was favorite characters from the Rebellion.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to add your thing that made us overthink it?
I added a caveat, because the Rebellion, quote unquote, capital R, is an organization, the Alliance to Restore the Republic. I say it should be rebels, just rebels, people who rebelled against the Empire. Blanket term as broad as possible in the 19 or so years leading up to the Galactic Civil War and then the Galactic Civil War. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just Alliance members. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
That makes so much more sense than when you tried to explain that earlier to us.
Look.
And I'm not saying it's because you further explained it to us again. I'm saying that actually makes sense.
I think it's because I'm in podcast mode now completely, which means I have to
your
be
brain
like,
was turned off
on the ball.
Orb
I
of
had to turn my
confusion
brain on.
Yeah, actually, in the Orb of Confusion, Matt literally, like, right before the stream, like, knocked something over in his background and was just like, oh, no, guys. Sorry.
I am
anyway
tired.
It's all good. We're here to
so
have fun.
We'll do a Mount Rushmore then. Who's going to start? Who gets first pick?
Let's just start with who won. I have a way to decide.
Who won the Olympics?
That's the way I'll choose it.
This is baloney.
Pisana actually won. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're right.
Go check out our Olympic stream. I'm sure plenty of you have, but that was
all right. Pause this live stream right now. Go watch the 2-hour-long Olympic stream we did. Then come
back.
Do
it after.
Go back.
Okay, yeah, do it after.
That's the real closing ceremony.
So let's see. Coruscant, the chat, you guys actually won.
Okay, but they don't.
The chat's not playing this game tonight, though. Sorry.
So I think Are we doing total medal count?
Yeah, do total.
Should
Or you can go by goals.
Well, let's just say I'm going last. I have the worst. Or you could see is second the worst pick technically, because like going back to back is more fun. So Jamie has the most medals,
and most of them are bronze.
So Jamie, what pick do you want in this Mount Rushmore draft? That's already taking way longer than it should.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Leia. Straight up.
No. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
She went with Leia.
I went with Leia. That's it. Go. Who's
That's
next?
Matt.
I don't need
you're
any
second.
explanation.
All right, I'm going with Saw Gerrera,
All right.
the OG
And
Rebel.
I'm gonna get back to back here. I'm gonna go with two great pilots.
Good.
Hera Syndulla, Han Solo.
All right.
The power play right there.
You would pick Hera first overall.
I could have chose Han,
going
but I was like,
with
we'll do Hera.
Mon Mothma.
That's good.
I'm going with Chewie.
All right.
It's a good one.
And I get the next pick.
Yeah.
I am going to pick Luthen Rail.
Luthen Rail, good choice. All right,
Who's on
I have to switch mine up now. All right, I'm going with Bail Organa, not Antilles. Although I could have picked Bail Antilles, but I'm not going to.
All right, my final. Hello. My final two choices here for this thing. No one picked Zeb, right?
Nope.
No.
All right, I'm picking Zeb. I love Zeb. I love Zeb so much. And I'm picking this one. Matt brought it up before the show. I'm picking Rex. Old Rex.
Okay. Old Rex.
Yeah.
So sorry
not Nick Sant, but Rex.
Yeah.
Rex. Got it.
Akbar. Admiral Akbar.
Oh.
I picked all of the rebel like higher ups and then Saw Gerrera. I basically picked the founders of the rebellion.
I like that a lot. And they all hate him
Thank
so
you for
much.
allowing me to do that.
Yeah, that's my next one.
Krieger.
I'm gonna keep
Krieger.
it simple. I feel like this is really out of character for me, but I'm just gonna pick Luke.
Who?
Luke Skywalker.
I think I've heard of him. Luke Skywalker.
You know?
I do have to admit, it's really funny because I'm sitting here racking my brain for all these rebels, and all of a sudden, Jamie just goes Leia, and I go, "Oh yeah, Leia." I go, "Oh yeah, like the main
like
characters of Star Wars are rebels."
Just,
Doy. But no, I
man.
was literally always thinking about like Bail, Mon Mothma, Admiral Akbar. I was gonna go with Radis if nobody said Radis. Cassian was another one that was probably
my other big one was I was gonna pick Wedge. Here's another big one for me.
None of us picked Cassian.
Nobody picked
Or Marva. Marva's a nice little boost.
Well, I've already explained my theme.
We did get Luthen though.
I didn't really have a theme. Who did I have?
Luthen is one of the founding members that I did not get, but it can only be 4. So
AJ, yours were your favorite characters?
yeah, basically.
Hera, Zeb, Han, and Rex. That's
Literally.
it.
But, like,
if we put this online, that one's winning. Although Jamie had a really good one.
Yeah.
Matt's was pretty good too.
Matt's was pretty good too, because like he has like all like the leaders and then the one that everybody hates but loves.
I just don't like
I will say that if in real life they were to make a rebellion Mount Rushmore, it would probably be my picks. Maybe Leia supplanted for Saw, because
where would they put
nobody likes Saw
this
in
Mount Rushmore?
universe.
Where would they put it? This?
Post
They would
like
make
Civil
it on
War.
they make it back on Yavin. So then you gotta like go to Yavin to like see it.
Well, I was thinking they'd carve it into an asteroid of Alderaan.
They'd carve it out of rock from Alderaan, but put it on Yavin.
They'd put it on the planet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Keep it coming. All right. Sir, this is
All right,
horror
Chad.
material. Nah, keep it coming.
Yeah, I agree, Chad. Matt was boring, but
Whatever,
it was
guys.
Strong but boring. That's
George Washington. What a boring pick from Mount Rushmore. Should have picked somebody else. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. Snooze. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Oh man. Let's talk about D23.
Let's
do
again?
it. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah, so this past week at D23, again, the Marauders were not present there. We just lived vicariously through all the updates online. But on Friday night was all of the reveals just for Disney in general. So they did everything from Disney Animation to Pixar, Marvel, Eon, Star Wars, Lucasfilm. And then there's a bunch more that's come out this past weekend, including updates for the parks. There was a panel with Manny Jacinto yesterday, and then there was an animation panel today. No reveals from those two, unfortunately. Literally just like a chat with Athena Portillo and Vanessa Marshall, my goats. Just like looking back on the Lucasfilm animation, in which all that was really said was Vanessa Marshall saying, "There's more to come."
What?
What?
I'm still excited for some reason by that, even though it's so obvious.
What? Why can't
Really?
they
They're gonna
say?
make more animated projects? Wow.
What? Yeah. So that's it. And then the Acolyte panel was just Manny Jacinto interviewed by Kristen Baver. That was very cool to see her on
Shout
stage,
out,
like doing
friend
that
of the
interview.
show, Manny Jacinto.
And it was just that
Kidding, Kristen
conversation.
Baver.
Looked awesome. He did a meet and greet after with fans. A lot of friends that we know that were there that got to meet him, which is awesome. And then yeah, there was the big panel on Friday. And then also Brent in the chat mentioned Rebuild the Galaxy, which is the new Lego miniseries coming out.
And
which
honestly,
we are really
that might have been the
excited
biggest
for.
reveal.
So let's talk about Rebuild the Galaxy first, actually, because that was the first thing like revealed, the big thing. So we already own 2 of the Lego sets. Jedi Bob himself, so excited.
The Dark Falcon's behind me, but I'm not grabbing that. But
yeah,
and Rebuild the Galaxy looks
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't prep that trailer, but I could pull it up if you want.
Yeah, get that going in a second. Rebuild the Galaxy. It was something that like we were definitely going to be looking forward to anyway, as like huge fans of Lego, and like I love the Lego animation, and this was just going to be a really cool series, and I'm super looking forward to it. Like, we finally get Jedi Bob, and it's Bobby Moynihan.
Get Darth Jar Jar, Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan was a perfect cast.
Friend of the show, Bobby
Jedi
Moynihan.
Bob.
Can I share the Bobby Moynihan story?
People might know it, but you could share it.
Like
we've shared it before.
This is from 2019. Like I don't know
this
if
is
like new
pre-Marauders.
Marauders. Like, yeah. So back in 2019 at Star Wars Celebration Chicago, we went to it, and it was a lot of fun. And at the time, Star Wars Resistance was finishing up. It was season 2. I don't remember if it was going to the premiere of it or if it had just wrapped up. But Bobby Moynihan did a voice in Star Wars Resistance, and I've always loved him from like his time on like SNL anyway. And there was a moment in which he was on like the main stage, just like on the floor, and he was with Donald Faison, who was also like in Star Wars Resistance, and they mentioned something on stage regarding like the little Gorg puppets, and I bought one of those at Star Wars Celebration. He's on the other side of the room. I'm not going to grab him right now because like there's too much in the way. I like something came up and the Gorgs were mentioned, and my arm just like shot in the air, and I'm just like doing like the yapping with the Gorg puppet, and pretty much we got everyone around us to start like cheering and screaming, trying to get Bobby's attention to look at us because
he mentioned the Gorg.
Because he mentioned the Gorg straight up, and Donald Faison looked around, looked right at me, and was like, "Hey!" And it was like super excited, and Bobby was like, "Huh? What?"
And when I tell you guys,
no idea.
Jamie's sitting
no
there,
clue,
chomping her Gorg, going, "Bobby, Bobby!" All of a sudden, everyone around us, whole like half of the crowd
if
on like the left side of the stage is screaming Bobby's name.
Look up the Star Wars Celebration live stream.
Yeah.
From like the Saturday or Sunday. It's on there like a couple
just
times.
Look for like Bobby Moynihan Chicago Celebration Chicago. He's there, and you'll see Jamie's hand. So you'll see the Gorg.
All I'm saying, Bobby Moynihan, if you're listening, and I know you are,
definitely.
I would just like to say hello one day. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
Hey, maybe we can get him on to talk about
Lego Star Wars.
Rebuild the Galaxy.
So yeah, let's talk about Rebuild the Galaxy. So what we'll do is we'll do a watch through without the sound and talk about our favorite parts of the trailer so far.
I just want to add though, I saw some people in the comments saying that I mean, first of all, Lego. I love Lego. Like my whole room here is
really
all Lego here.
No way.
Been working on this room, but Lego and Star Wars, literally peanut butter and jelly. Like it's such a good combination, especially for like comedy things. Like of course they've had the shorts in the past and like a few different series that they've done, but it's always just so funny.
Yep.
And just light and just it's perfect. And I think Dylan in the chat said it that it's like the perfect way to do a Star Wars what if. Because I don't think the three of us wanted a what if series in Star Wars, but like this is the perfect way to do it because you don't take it too seriously.
This is so smart. This is so smart because what do you do with your Legos? You smash them all together to play with them, and you combine all the sets, and you're like, oh, well, here's something that could have happened. You make up your little stories. Like this is the perfect avenue for them to explore a what if scenario.
Did that. Oh yeah,
exactly. The expansive universe.
God. So we have Servo the Gonk.
I love the Gonk in this
stone thing that causes the what if galaxy.
A magical brick, of course.
Jedi Bob.
He looks so good.
I love how he's like a faded Lego.
I know. With the scratchy beard.
So of all of the Lego Star Wars series, have they all had this like kind of animation? Because this looks different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets fresher every time.
It's different this time. It's back to the way I think it kind of used to be. For the
movies, it's like all they use like stiff, like no Lego part that isn't bendable in real life is bent on screen. But sometimes sometimes you see like a Lego like bend down or like move their torso in a way that's like not natural. Like they almost look elastic. This isn't that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Because if you see like in the Lego movie, like the Lego movie, like they'll like bend backwards, but like the leg will go. They won't their torso won't bend.
Right.
That's a good point.
So there's like two different styles of Lego animation, and this one is the one I prefer. Yeah, exactly. It's like to mimic stop motion.
That's a good
point.
And
the faded look of Jedi Bob is a very good touch.
The three ones they did, what were they called? Like the Christmas special and the Halloween special and then the summer special. Those ones used a weird animation where they almost looked like they were like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but they almost like sanded them down or something. And like the porgs in them didn't look like Lego porgs. They looked like their own thing. But
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
We're breaking down Lego animation now. That's what everyone wants, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Akbar clones.
This was so funny in the first moment.
How do they get these ideas? I love the pod racers.
Pause it, go back, look at the pods. So I love this because not only is it's Tatooine, but it's an ocean planet, not a desert planet.
That's
great. So
funny. It seems like it's gonna be like a beach planet because we have beach
and
Luke.
And there's a Max Rebo in like a pod as well.
And the cantina is like beach bar.
Yes.
Yep.
The droidica over here with the milk.
With the milk.
That's so good.
It's so good.
And this droid here is going to be in one of the new. He's in one of the new sets. Is my cursor here? Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yes, it's there.
I'm like John Madden drawing out like the X's and O's.
Can you see my screen? Yeah.
So this droid, I think his name's L3G0, I think. So he's just Lego. And he's like
Lego?
Classic Lego colors. Some people call him the McDonald's droid, but that's that.
McDonald's droid.
I'm nerding out.
So I love this bit of Luke being like, this is literally, they put Mark Hamill in the studio and he's like, all right, this is like the bit. Yeah.
He talks about all the stuff. When you put it that way. I love Jedi Bob's reaction there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Dark Falcon.
This is okay. So yes.
Oh no.
Okay.
I forgot
so
about
there's a lot going on with that. Not only is it Darth Jar Jar, and you can see it here too. Jin
Darth
in the background.
Darth Jin.
Rose, Kit Fisto.
Darth Kit Fisto. Darth
Random Ithorian.
Darth the guy.
Why the long face?
And Nubs. I can't believe that they're including Nubs. It's so funny.
Bald Jedi Bob.
It makes sense.
Oh my god, awesome. The Ewoks. I love that. Why are they in Y wings?
Why not?
Y wings.
So funny.
Can't believe we forgot to put this in our breakdown of the
of this
of the things. And then this.
Okay.
Why did they use the Narkina 5?
Hold on.
What
guys,
is this?
I don't know.
What? Okay. There's so much to unpack about this.
What is this crew? What are they doing?
First of all, the line is also the party's just getting started.
Brilliant.
I can't. It's too good. But this is like spot on. I think it is.
That's Mon Mothma. Don't know.
So,
people have been saying that's Mon Mothma. Yeah.
Mon Mothma, and I think additionally Baru, but like I love how stupidly detailed these minifigure outfits are because it makes sense after long time viewers know that my trauma with the Narkina 5. But like it looks really good, and I wish it was a real minifigure. And I'm desperate.
Maybe this will pave the way.
I think
desperate.
they'll make a Narkina 5 set.
No, I think that they'll do this.
They might.
Oh, that'd
I think
be cool.
that they'll do this, and I'm gonna have
That
to
would
pop
be
the
good
Cassian head
We'll
on.
put Cassian's head onto this.
Exactly.
That would be good enough.
Yeah.
Way out one way. That's good. So yeah, we get that. It's super random. And then from here,
The Ferrex
I don't
shuttle.
really know what they show, but yeah, the Ferrex shuttle. It grows a pair of legs.
There it
Starts
goes.
running around. Yeah, I mean, this thing.
It just looks so funny.
Oh, this
I think
looks like
it's
a
gonna
blast.
be,
Are you kidding? This looks awesome.
No, it looks awesome, and I like the cast is awesome. I'm glad they got Mark
Absolutely
Hamill. They got
stacked.
Ahmed Best to play.
Kelly
Jar
Marie
Jar.
Tran's coming back to do Rose.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's great. Like I'm just super looking forward to it. So it's gonna be a 4-part series. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be weekly releases for some reason instead of all at once, which is
Nice.
fine. Something to
When
kind
is
of
this
look forward
coming
to.
out again?
September
Soon.
13th.
Very
Does it
soon.
say here?
No.
It said before.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
September
There it is.
13th.
4-piece special event. So I think all of it might come out at once then, which would make more sense.
4-piece?
I don't know why they would do.
4-piece.
Because it's Lego.
So, yeah. Even though that kind of makes it sound more like it's an order at Kentucky Fried Chicken, but yes,
I'll take the 4-piece.
4-piece?
I'll take the
4-piece meal.
4-piece on September 13th. Thank you.
Maybe that's what we'll get. But that looks super fun. I got very excited when they showed that off. I knew about it was coming out. We all sort of knew it was coming. They teased it a while ago, but I have a couple of the Lego sets from it already, and
Yeah,
been
they
geeking out
teased it
over
a
that.
while ago. The new Legos came out the beginning of the month, so that way they could do. New Lego always drops the first of the month, but like the big Star Wars drop was for Rebuild the Galaxy, and so it was just like cool to actually see these in the trailer form, and a lot of fun surprises so far. I can't wait. Like it's gonna have like good humor to it. It always does, and it has everyone. Well, for the most part, people who were like in the movies are also going to be in it. Like we have Mark. We didn't know we were going to have Mark Hamill in it until like this trailer,
that's a
and
hell
it's
of
like
a get.
nice, fantastic. So
now we can talk about Skeleton Crew.
yeah,
We forgot to add the Lego thing to our lineup, but I'm glad whoever reminded us about that. I'm glad they did.
That was
I think it was
Jamie.
Brent. It was well, Brent reminded about Lego. How we forgot about Lego, I don't know, but so Skeleton Crew.
Trailer.
Oh,
I
pod
love to
racers.
look at, yeah, possibly some pod racers. Definitely on the left, I think. I don't know what like these are.
I didn't notice that until now.
So, how do we feel? I know, Matt, you said you liked it, and I liked it. I was sort of taken aback from the look of like, okay, this kind of just looks like sci-fi Earth, whatever we're looking at here. Like 1950s-esque neighborhoods. Is that what we call that?
80s.
80s, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, it's very
Like
Stranger
barren
Things.
80s suburbia kind of look to it. I mean, I don't think this looks like Earth.
No, but maybe like a sci-fi-esque Earth.
Yeah, it's sci-fi-esque Earth. You're right. Yeah.
A futuristic Earth. Like that looks like something from like Fallout, I would say. Like that looks like the neighborhood in Fallout 4 at the beginning. Sanctuary. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very different. Like that, I saw this and I was like, this is very new to Star Wars. I'm not against it, of course. It's weird to see like streets and like street lamps. Like, see those?
I know. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do it. Obviously, it seems like the cars are on some kind of track.
Yeah, that is interesting, huh?
They're not really speeders, are they?
This looks like it's going to be...
You know what it looks like? It reminds me of like the Epcot plans of like Walt's original Epcot plans, because like he wanted to do like the special like shuttle / like monorail system in like a community like this, in which like the roads were on one side and the yards were on. It was just interesting. He wanted as like little cars as possible, so like it's something.
I could talk about this suburbia, like Star Wars suburbia, for hours. I mean, I'm obsessed with this idea.
Talk about it.
I love, like, it's just such a cool contrast. Like we've seen, like Coruscant, just like except for the fact that the cars are flying in midair. Everything else about Coruscant is basically very Earth-like, in my opinion. It's just a city with giant buildings. You know, obviously, you know, the lower you go, getting buried, no sunlight, that kind of stuff can be counted as different. But I bet there will be some things in this, you know, suburbia that are going to be different than just normal stuff. Like Andor really showed us how like civilian life exists. And it, you know, it's kind of like that bleak, brutalist architecture. He's sitting there eating his cereal, watching like the TV.
Oh, we're getting we're getting cereal in this.
Yeah, so like that's what
this cereal in this.
That's why I think this is super intriguing that they like made a community like this. Like we don't really know what planet this is on yet, right?
No.
Or anything like that.
No.
So I think it's super intriguing that they have this because it's post the war, and what happens post the war, there's the peace and you have your baby boom. So this is like the weirdly the nuclear age of like the nuclear family of like think like the Fallout aesthetic.
But I mentioned Fallout.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted during that entire thing in the beginning, but
all the way back to Book of Boba Fett. The mods. Remember how I said like the mods kind of represent like the disenfranchised, bored youth of a peaceful
That's exactly
era?
what they were. I still don't think they made sense on Tatooine. I think they would have made sense on the aesthetic planet, doesn't match. But like
but whatever. I'm willing to accept it. This, I think they definitely belong here. I would love to see the mod crew on whatever planet this is, because they belong here hardcore. Like their aesthetic goes.
I think that
sort of, yeah.
I think that this community was definitely something that was just like mass produced. Like we're rolling this out immediately. It was something that didn't exist in the first place, and it's not like it was something that was remnants of the Empire. This was definitely something where they're like, hey, here's this like empty space. Let's put in this community.
I'm happy
we're going to make a development here.
Yeah, I mean
that's happy to see Suburbia USA represented finally.
Yeah,
where I'm from.
having just flown back from Indiana like an hour ago to visit family. This was basically the neighborhood they lived in.
That's borderline like
no, it was
urban, right? I mean,
no. Where we were, it was a cornfield.
Or I meant rural, not urban. I don't know why I said urban.
And I think it's suburbs.
Somewhere
in
between.
It was suburban.
You don't think of where Jamie and I are as suburbs?
Yours are
We're literally suburb.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
Yeah,
but
this.
But not like this. This is like developed.
This looks different than where you are.
Yeah. Well, New England area suburbs don't really look like this.
The neighborhood we were in seems literally carved out of a cornfield. Let's plop some houses in. Let's make some streets.
Developments.
There you go. It was like land developed in like the 70s. I think my aunt said
it is very
that their house was built in 78 or 76. So they're fairly new development.
I immediately think of first Fallout that I mentioned, the neighborhood that you live in, that and at the beginning of Fallout 4, for those of you who know that. But I also think of another video game, LA Noire, with the
Leland Monroe.
Did not expect that.
Elysian Fields.
Elysian Fields.
Yeah, you're right. Or like
cheap wood.
Back to the Future, whatever it was called, Lion Estates.
Yep.
Whatever the.
So, but again, both of those things are literally the baby boom. So right after World War II, we're making all these developments for families and returning soldiers.
I have to admit, I did not consider that, but you saying that like 10 minutes ago has just broken my brain. It is now like all I'm.
How have you, of all people, never thought of this?
I haven't had time to think. The fact that the suburbs could be like emblematic of like the peaceful, boring New Republic baby boom that happens after the Galactic Civil War. Like that's
that's why I said 50s. And you're like, no, 80s, and I'm like, well, I think of the post World War II housing. I mean,
you're right. I mean, it is 50s. It is post baby boom. But I was thinking more of like the vibes they were going for. Like I think of when I see this Stranger Things, again, Indiana, or E.T. I don't know where E.T. is. Yeah. That's California. But any number of Steven Spielberg movies where kids ride bikes and go on adventures. Goonies, which was also California.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. I love that entire sequence.
And those are all set in the 80s. So that's why I had 80s on the brain.
We have some sort of iPad here, the Tale of a Jedi. So we know there's Tales of the Jedi out there. Tales of the Jedi? Anybody?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, guys,
Jamie takes
she's not Mira Luca.
Oh god.
I'm pretty upset. So everything we've seen so far, like picture wise, the Lego minifigure, this character, I don't know what their name is yet. That she has this visor and silver hair, so therefore she's probably Mira Luca, the species without eyes. I'm sorry. This is my complaint. She's not Mira Luca.
This whole time we thought she was.
I'm so upset. Like, I'm sorry to be like upset about something like this, but I'm really upset about it. And like, it's cool that it's like, oh, it's a visor that goes up, but in every single other thing, it's been down.
Yeah.
How dare they?
It threw us off.
I mean, like maybe like she is like a half like a hybrid with like half human, half Miraluka, so that's why she has the silver hair and like wears the visor. But like, I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the smallest of things, and like I love Miraluka. They're like one of my like favorite like near human species, and I'm like, yes. Oh. Anyway,
so they find this little hole in the ground, literally.
Don't go in there.
So they think it's a lost Jedi temple, but it's clearly not. Probably, right?
I think
might
it
be.
is.
You think it is?
I think it's a lost Jedi temple. Yeah,
it looks like there's like, yeah, it might be. It might just be an old like rebel base or something. But
I mean, it could be just like a simple Jedi outpost. Could be High Republic. You know.
Yeah. So it's very
forgotten.
That is very Goonies, and of course you have
extremely Goonies. I mean,
so
come on.
I have to rewatch Goonies. I haven't seen it since I was like a kid, and I really don't. But I know we have like Captain Willie here.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie. There he is. One-Eyed Willie.
Man, Goonies. I can't believe that movie is so up your alley. I would have thought you'd know every line of that by heart.
No, it never caught on for me for some reason. It was like one of the 80s movie. It is an 80s movie, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the few 80s movies that didn't catch on for me.
I love being part of the generation that grew up in the 2000s and went to school in the 2000s because all my young teachers grew up in the 80s and showed us movies that they grew up with. So we got a lot of Goonies, Flight of the Navigator, Stand and Deliver, those kinds of 80s movies in school, which is great.
Of course,
especially fun watching my teacher scramble to cover up the screen when the statue, there's a penis statue, or it's the David, the statue of David in the Goonies. They knock over a statue of David and they have to reattach the penis, but they attach it upside down. And the teacher would always have to like cover the screen or like scramble to like turn the TV off because they would always forget it's there. And they didn't want anybody walking.
I'll be honest. When I was little,
sorry,
this is the thing about the Goonies. I'll be honest. When I was little, I saw it, but I remember I was scared of it for some reason. I don't think I ever finished it.
That movie can be intense for kids somewhat.
So there you go. Which is weird because I know a lot of 80s movies, but like I'm not familiar with the Goonies that much, unfortunately.
We'll give it a rewatch and we'll let you know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I was scared of it as a kid. I don't remember that much about it.
So
everybody in the chat is talking about Captain EO, by the way.
That's what I've been trying to bring up, and Matt was talking about penises over here.
Penises. All right.
So Captain EO, explain to me Captain EO.
Okay, so Captain EO. Oh, Captain EO. So Captain EO was a ride in Disney World in Epcot from the 80s.
The Michael Jackson thing?
The Michael Jackson ride. It was a 3D movie experience where Francis Ford Coppola directed it, by the way. Weird. George Lucas lended Lucasfilm's Creature Shop to create the aliens for it. And it's basically like Michael Jackson is Captain EO, this like hero of the galaxy who uses the power of music to defeat.
I have heard. I do know about
defeat evil in the galaxy, and he does. He pulls it off. It's great. Little blue elephant guy who suspiciously looks like Max Rebo, and now also suspiciously looks like Neil, Neel. That's his name.
Yeah.
And in this trailer, they show another one of the characters whose name I forget. But they actually recreated the character from Captain EO in the show. Like it's a 1-for-1. They look exactly the same. It's not like an instance of like, oh, this looks like it. No, it is. Which is
go back a few shots, AJ. I think it's the little guy in the cage.
It's the little guy in the cage with the
bird thing.
Yeah.
A couple more shots back.
Right here.
Right there.
He is.
There he is. That's him.
There he is.
He's literally from Captain EO. Which is cool because, I always loved the look of, I always loved Captain EO. I actually got to, when I was a kid, I got to go on it a lot, and then it closed, but then they brought it back for like an anniversary. And I was at Disney World when they brought it back, and I got to ride it at least like twice or 3 times. Cause I just loved the look of practical alien effects. And I just love that kind of like retro.
Is it like a Bug's Life type thing?
It's not a ride. I keep saying I rode it, but it's like in a theater. It was like
it's like Bug's Life. Bug's Life is in a theater.
Yeah. Did you ever do Honey I Shrunk the Kids?
Yep.
Or Honey I Shrunk the Audience?
Yep.
That was the theater that Captain EO was in.
Oh, wow.
And then they closed Captain EO and put Honey I Shrunk the Audience in.
So I was in the room where it happened.
Yeah, and
I didn't even know.
and it was the same kind of experience as that. Like the room would
Disney,
rumble and stuff.
If you're listening, bring it back. No, I don't
Well, I
care.
think this was them saying, "Hey, we remember it, so here you
Hey,
go."
remember this?
That's
Huh?
what this
Hey.
literally. Hey, you remember this? Hey,
I
you remember
would
Dinosaur?
love for them to bring some of the creatures from Captain EO into Star Wars, especially the little blue alien guy whose name I'm forgetting. Chat, help me out.
So random though, right? Like
It is
Well,
completely random.
Yes, but no. I mean, like the fact that like they had like the creature shop like did these for the original Captain EO. That means that they were just like on like the record somewhere, and someone making this was just looking through old aliens and was just like, "Hey, what about this?" And then this entire history like came up. So why not? I think it's really cool.
all right, running down on my list.
I find it really funny that a lot of people were comparing Neil to the little blue alien guy, who chat is still not helping me out here, guys. Help me out. What's his name?
They're not helping you
yes.
out, but the skeleton crew robot looks just like
Yeah,
peg leg robot apparently.
peg leg robot.
Yeah.
It fascinates me, and I guess I'm glad you're a part of our show, Matt. But it fascinates me all the crap that you know. I mean, you are a Disney.
I am
nut,
loved.
though, so.
I've you know, I go to
Matt's a
Disney at
Disney
least
adult.
every other year. Mostly.
Although
I
probably most
try
of the
not to
people
be
here are Disney adults.
I try not to be the stereotypical Disney adult, but
Yeah,
am one.
you're a
I just
different kind of
know-
Disney adult.
yeah,
No, he like
even
really
that
is.
even that is its own kind of person.
As much as we love Matt, and I would love to do Disney with Matt again. But since we've done it once with him, I have to do it differently next time. But
Brent,
little too
Matt the crap master. I am the
little too
crap master.
pushy.
Thank you, Brent.
Matt the crap master.
I'm the crap
That's amazing.
master.
Can you change your name to that right now in the thing?
No.
Sure. Nope, too late. It's happening.
Or like the I don't know.
No.
Oh, but anyways,
can't leave
let's
that
continue
up,
this trailer.
Okay.
We're
Little fucking
really
guy.
getting the lore here tonight. So this owl guy,
Look at this.
Fascinating.
How can
He
you
reminds
not
me of-
be so jazzed about all this?
he reminds me of a combination of Boobo from Clash of the Titans,
Yes.
and also
Yes.
also who am I thinking of? Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, just owl. Just
Winnie
owl.
the
the two classic owls, Boobo and Owl.
Boobo and Owl.
Boobo and Owl. I'm also
No, really.
thinking of, oh my God, what's the owl from, I lost it. I had it and he's gone.
The
I've
Duolingo
forgotten-
owl? No, I'm kidding.
Not the Duolingo owl. No.
No, I love this guy though. It's
Oh,
a
the
really
guy that
fun
licks
design.
the Tootsie Roll Pops?
Sure. Yeah.
Looks like
So
that.
any owl ever?
There
Um,
he
Wolf
is.
guy.
The wolf,
Okay.
wolf man.
So this was one of the characters shown in the display at D23, right?
A pirate.
And
it would
I don't
seem.
remember the name, but
Yarg.
I love this
Good
guy
pirate
already.
impression, AJ.
Look at those piratey.
So I love
pistols.
how every single one of these pirates has like some sort of like blunderbuss type like pistol. It's so funny. Like let's just make it as like egregiously piratey as possible. I'm
Can
not
we
even
dress up
kidding.
as pirates every week we cover the show.
I think we
Yeah.
need to. I was just gonna say I
Just, like,
think that the show was
Hat,
made for us.
mustache, eye patch.
I've got the mustache. Now I need to
Matt's got a
grow.
hook thing going on.
I need to grow this patch out more so that I can like braid it like
He'd be
Jack
like the
Sparrow.
gor-
Patchy.
And so everybody will look at me when I'm walking around in real life.
Love this
They'll be
shot
like,
of all the
"Ugh."
kids. And so
kids.
I
and the droid.
what do we think's gonna happen here? Because I think
The droid was shown with the pirates in the display. So I thought he was like a pirate, but I guess he could be like a good pirate.
well, that's what I'm wondering.
Maybe
Maybe
the kids save him. And
Maybe the kids are
yeah.
with the pirates, and then there's good pirates and bad pirates.
I think so.
Oh,
I mean,
of course
again,
there's good pirates and bad
this
pirates.
is just friggin' Goonie. This is just
Yeah,
Goonies.
true.
like again, it can't get any more Goonies
Who's
than
playing
that.
the role
Also,
of Sloth?
love that
droid.
Nick Frost is playing is voicing the robot. Nick Frost,
Yeah.
is
Giant
yeah. He's been dying to do
crab?
Star Wars.
giant enemy crab. Have you?
It
Do
looks
you know
like
that
a crab.
giant enemy crab? I
Yikes.
love that story.
We're really pulling out all the stories tonight. So we have some X-wings, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally did that.
Whoops.
Who do we think could be in these X-wings? Trapper Wolf?
Yes.
Uh,
100%. I think they're just gonna.
Zeb.
Could be Carson Teva too.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Who's it? It's gonna be Brendan Wayne. There you go.
Yep.
He's gonna be
It's
in
gonna be
there.
Luke
Alright,
Skywalker.
matey.
Actually, he's gonna show up and he's gonna be like, I heard about a Jedi running around.
I
But
missed
yeah,
Logan, sorry.
I think his voice is in it. I think Vane's voice is in the trailer. He's not shown, but I'm super excited that he's gonna be back because he was like the other like main featured character
you guys
in the
love
booth.
Vane.
I love Vane. I love
Vane's the
Vane for so.
best.
He's named after
Literally-
Charles Vane.
Because he's named after Charles Vane, one of the most
We have
ruthless
another,
pirates of all time.
Shout out to Pirates of the Caribbean here, you think? Getting the
Ooh.
key off the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
there's a barking dog.
Also, I love that you called it Pirates of the Caribbean. Never
yeah.
heard it said like that.
That's how we say it.
Okay, what's the over/under? Is he a Jedi or is he just a guy who might be able to use the Force? And
I
has
think
a
he's
couple
probably
questions.
a Jedi. I think
He's a Jedi.
I think
Yeah.
he's a surviving Jedi who's like probably like pretty crazy, like because look at him, look at that look on his face. He's like, ooh.
He's been through it.
I think he's like lost
yeah.
it, and he's like a silly, goofy kind of like foil
Silly, goofy
mischievous
guy.
kind of guy. Yeah,
Former Jedi.
I think he's a Jedi. I think he's a
Okay.
surviving Jedi.
Keep it simple.
Shouldn't he?
I think that
so
maybe
where
he's
do
a Jedi who like fell in with the pirate somehow or whatever.
You're a Jedi.
Avast
Oh.
Mandalorian. Gorian Shard. Why did they kill? Can you imagine if Gorian Shard was in this show? I'd lose it. Nothing
I don't
can
know
be
if I've
perfect,
ever said
though.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Total
I mean,
side note, I love the little font they used on like the bottom here. I
It is
think
nice.
that
It
I
looks like
actually know
Jurassic
exactly.
Park.
It's funny. It looks.
I like it.
It's very 80s.
Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean.
Hondo Watch 2024.
God,
Well, how do
he
you
better,
normally
like,
say-
show up somehow?
How do you
Pirates of the
normally say
Caribbean.
Caribbean?
Yeah,
I say
Caribbean.
Caribbean, unless I'm saying Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, you're probably that's fair. I stick with what I say.
I
No,
haven't
that's-
really thought about it.
Gorian Shard. I'm so sad. Sure. I miss him every day. I'm still in denial that they killed him off.
We're gonna get to more Hondo later, but do we think Hondo could be in this? This would be the show.
I
to
think there's a
have
hot
him show
chance
up.
to get him to show up.
He's the
I
pirate.
mean,
Why not?
What about
he's
Maz?
he's on everybody's minds out. He's going to be on everybody's minds after Outlaws because he's going
Maz,
to be
the
an
pirate
Outlaws.
queen.
So, the Pirate Queen. I hadn't
Ooh.
thought of that.
Ooh.
Lots of
gotta get-
pirates,
yeah.
and of
So many
course
pirates in Star Wars.
our main guy. I don't think he's going to be in it, but wouldn't it be cool if he was?
There's a chance.
There's a
Side on.
chance. There's a chance. I mean, like, we still really don't know like how old the guy is and whatnot, and like they're definitely a well-established crew by the time the sequels roll around. So like,
Get another peg leg in there with Quiggold,
Yeah.
if
Oh.
Sidon and Quiggle just like show up, it's all over, guys.
And they
It's
say Yarg.
guys, this is it.
all over.
That's all
Sidon,
they
like,
say too.
Says more words, just yarg.
He just
and then-
shows up and he's like, arg, arg, arg.
Quiggle is just like, he yargs when he's angry. Oh my gosh. I'm
So
super
that's-
excited for Skeleton Crew. Like the
I am
trailer, like
super pumped after this trailer.
the trailer
love it.
didn't like blow me out of the water. There was a few things like visually though where I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Well, that's cool. Like I'm excited to see that. Like it's just like a new like fresh thing, and like I'm excited for just like another like fun show. And that's like all I'm really
Same.
expecting out of it.
I think the show is really going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. That as Jamie kind of said, and I know we talked about this, like the trailer didn't do it for me, but that doesn't mean I didn't like it. Like, it just trailers recently haven't really done it for me in a lot of things. So I'm just like, just give me the like game trailers, and I just give me the game, give me the show now, give me the movie. I know that's going to be good, but the trailer doesn't really. There's nothing really in there other than just like the aesthetic of the show, which is fine. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. This
but-
was
See,
definitely
because I'm a hype
here's
guy.
the aesthetic of the show finally.
Oh, I'm a hype guy.
I love
Look-
getting excited about things, so I love the trailers and stuff.
Well, I
like
get
that.
excited about it. Like I'm not a hype guy. I'm absolutely a hype guy. But it's just when I'm shown the trailer, like it depends. Like a lot of trailers haven't been like showy enough for me. But then again, I don't want them to show me a lot. I want that to be in the project. Like one that comes to mind, like the Andor trailer. Like they show Luthen's ship in that. I wish they didn't show us that because that would have been such a cool.
Oh
reveal
yeah,
of
with
the
the
lasers.
using the additional
like, it's-
weapon there.
I saw someone that one of our
Yeah.
friends watched that live in that episode and was blown away. Like I saw their reaction to it and they were blown away. But they didn't see the trailer, so like that really got them. But just stuff like that. Obviously, like you don't want too much to be in a trailer. So I guess
True.
I'm complaining. I'm not complaining. The trailer's fine. I don't need a trailer, I guess is what I'm saying. But like
Well, the show comes out in December anyway, so we know that a month out from the release date, we do usually get one final trailer of just like here's more like meat to like the story of what to expect. That's just their method. That has always been their method. 1 month out,
Yeah.
they drop a trailer.
What has been
So.
your favorite? We have to kind of dig back here, and maybe it'll be hard to remember.
boy.
What's your favorite show trailer for Star Wars so far? Like
Bad Batch season 2.
Okay.
And not that I know that offhand, but yeah, Bad Batch season 2.
Was that the one we saw live?
That was the one with the really sick beat. If you remember that at all.
What was the one we saw live?
Season 3.
That one.
Yeah. Season 3 was different.
We saw season 2 live.
No, did we?
With the
we did see season 2 live. Yeah, with the crabs and everything, right? Okay, and then the Gunji reveal. Yes, so like I remember what was in it, but I forgot what was the one that I saw live. But yeah, season 2, Bad Batch. That was my favorite trailer. I think possibly ever for Star Wars. The first Andor, was really good.
You want to guess what my favorite trailer is? It's a surprise, to be sure.
But a welcome one. Mando season 3.
No.
Mando
Kenobi
season
trailer.
1. Kenobi.
Kenobi certainly wasn't one of my favorite shows of the bunch, but like the trailer, they played Duel of the Fates in that. We saw Fortress Inquisitorius. Jamie did a reaction video to it, I remember, and it blew up. But like that trailer was really juicy.
Funny? I remember making the reaction video. I don't remember the trailer that well. Like,
it's a good one.
Kenobi unfortunately is such like a block in my head. Like I don't really remember it that well at all. I remember the main beats of the story, but like I unfortunately don't remember it that well.
That's mine. Ooh. That was the one I was gonna go with.
I love the music in that too.
The Ahsoka trailer, specifically when we see the orange lightsabers that they made look more red in the show, but they look fantastic in the trailer, and I'm infinitely sad they didn't use.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean they're still orange in the final product, but they're not as orange as they were in the trailer. So I miss that. The Ahsoka trailer, the Ahsoka season 1 trailer was just it was that would transcendent. I mean, I remember watching that on repeat every day for like a month. Like every day I'd be like, oh, time to watch the Ahsoka
I did too.
trailer.
I watched it a lot too. Like it was really well done, really well edited. We're breaking down trailers now, which is funny, but like, yeah. All our choices there, I think, were really good. But shall we move on to Andor?
Or what else?
Yeah. What else about Skeleton Crew? Neil's adorable. I'm super excited and I'm super excited to learn about all the kids. I love how Neil is also kind of like the guys. We shouldn't be doing this kind of character, like as well.
He literally embodies that energy.
He's a little square. Like I love him.
You're in a safe place here, KG. We love the sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
obviously.
We'll say what we will about
trailers. Trailers were fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like if we want to like open up that conversation.
Yeah.
I remember when the Force Awakens trailer dropped.
Monday Night Football. We were through the ceiling.
Blown out of the room. Like, oh my god.
Oh
like,
man.
Blown out of the room.
The shot of when everything goes quiet and the Falcon.
Yeah. Yep. You're talking about the teaser one. I'm talking about the Monday Night Football.
About the teaser one. The teaser one is the one that left the impression on me.
I remember the Rogue One trailer also was really good, if I'm remembering correct. Not to like jump to that. But yeah, I vividly
remember watching that.
We were on the bus trip to New York City with school.
To New York.
And like there was something going on in like the front of the bus that someone was like giving an announcement, and like everyone who was into Star Wars, pretty much the entire bus, because we were all like TV and like film people. You just hear like the klaxon alarm like going off,
literally
off of everyone's
ringing
phones.
Out of everybody's phone.
So like I think I'm like impartial to that trailer because like there's like that memory tied with it weirdly.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah,
I'm glad
trailer.
You also had that memory because I remember that.
But
how could you forget?
Yeah,
Tross trailer we saw that live at Celebration, so that was an awesome moment.
Yeah,
yes,
the Palpatine laugh and all that.
We did.
Goosebumps.
That was a really good moment. But yeah,
Andor. Let's talk about Andor.
Trailer.
We're already an hour in, and we haven't even gone through half our topics.
So
these are going to be a little bit shorter.
So this is going to be a little different. So we're not going to be showing any sort of breakdown for this because the trailers weren't officially released. Although,
so we're really
they're around.
I mean, I haven't watched them. I'm just.
I'm pretty sure we can like say that
people have said were in them.
Oh, we think we can admit that we saw the people who posted videos and whatnot. But like,
so
but we can talk about it. So Andor season 2. A lot of fun reveals in this.
It's actually connected to Rogue One. Did you guys know that?
Really? I had no idea.
That's pretty wild.
What? Cassian Andor is the same Cassian Andor that's in Rogue One?
I wouldn't have thought that.
So they did reveal that we already knew this, that the show takes place over the 4 years leading up to Rogue One.
Yep.
Which
arc is going to be
coming off of
a year.
Coming off of season 1, I know Matt and I remember vividly talking about this, but we were bummed out. Obviously, that Andor's only 2 seasons, and what makes season 1 so great is that it really takes its time through the 4 arcs.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the span of like a year-ish of like what's going on.
It is what it is, but yeah, there's no time jumps really. Maybe a couple little ones when he goes to Niamos and all that, but in jail he's in there for a bit.
Yeah, but I feel like it takes place over the course of a year. Like I feel like that time period in Cassian's life is not very long.
Right. So like it takes its time, and it's that. Season 2, if it takes place over, there'll probably be another 4 arcs if it's 12 episodes, each one being a year. I'm very excited for season 2, but if season 1 covered a whole year and it was amazing the way it was, the pacing was great, and then season 2 we're getting every 4 episodes is a new year, like it's gonna be amazing. Like I don't want to be like disappointed that that's the thing, but it could take away from some of the greatness that
it's disappointing that we couldn't get 4 more seasons of Andor for each year leading up,
or even
to
just
Rogue
3.
One.
Like for some reason 2 is just too little for me. Like give me 3, give me a trilogy of Andor seasons.
But
like
the fact that this show is so
his trilogy is Rogue One,
so timely, or so time consuming. Yeah, I mean Rogue One caps off the trilogy. You watch Andor season 1, Andor season 2, and then Rogue One, and you get the full Cassian Andor story, and that's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. For somebody like me who thinks Rogue One is like almost peak, like
you know what I think is peak? The Rogue One trailer.
Oh yeah. Like this could
be
this could be shaping up to be like one of the all-time greatest Star Wars.
Can I tell you a story about a guy named Chad who
did
not like?
He didn't like Andor.
Sorry to roast you, Chad, here, but it's a redemption story. I guess it's the biggest redemption arc in Star Wars history. Chad, our mod, our fan favorite person. I don't know what that means, but
fan favorite person.
We all know him. We all love him.
Yep.
Didn't like Andor season 1. I think he said it was mid, or like he didn't say it was terrible. But it just didn't do it for him. He said it was mid a lot of times.
Yep.
Randomly just comes around recently, maybe a couple months ago, a little bit, and he was like, I was wrong. Andor is amazing. Like I don't know what happened, but I mean, I was that way with Rogue One, I guess, in a way. But so Andor season 2 is the most hype show.
Takes you a little while to warm up to a Cassian show or movie.
I was on board with the Andor like immediately though. Like it blew me out of the water because I went into season 1 with like, I'm not even kidding, 0 expectations, but anyway, season 2. So
Brent mentioned he met saw Lothal in the trailer.
Maybe.
I honestly don't have much memory of it.
I don't have much memory of the locations in any of this.
But I have to go back and reread all of the descriptions of what's in the trailer.
We do have the K2 and Krennic.
Yeah.
K2 and Krennic. And
makes sense.
Wasn't somebody else also revealed to be in it, or am I forgetting?
Oh gosh, it was someone.
Maybe not.
Well, we know
wasn't it somebody else? Wasn't it somebody else in Rogue One? Oh yeah, of course. What's his name? Draven. Yay! Everybody loves him. We love him.
Draven.
I love him. Who doesn't love good old Draven? He's confirmed to be in it too. Can't wait.
And we know that. Brasso, big old Brasso is back.
Oh,
big man Brasso.
But I was going to talk about,
of course,
Bix Kayleen.
Yeah.
Bix.
Well, yeah, the way that season 1 ends, they all leave. So.
What I've been trying to utter here, but Matt keeps chiming in.
What are you talking about?
Go.
Bix. We'll talk after the show. No, Bix. I like that Bix is gonna like kind of take a bigger role. I was afraid she was a cool character in season 1 at the beginning. We obviously know she kind of gets fried a bit by the Empire in that hotel or whatever you want to call it. And then she was very, very beaten by the end. But now we probably have a little bit of a time jump into season 2, and with the time jumps, I want to see her become a rebel hero there. And she had a great quote in the trailer, which I did not write down, but let me try to look it up.
She could earn her place on Mount Rushmore.
I'm super excited for Bix because like she had her like doing her little rebellion, really paid the price for it, nearly died, and is gonna have like a full recovery, and will have her I have nothing left to lose kind of moment. So I'm really excited to see like how her story unfolds and like
I found the quote.
What's gonna happen to her?
If I'm giving up everything, I want to win.
There you go. That's it. I have nothing left to lose. So like we're gonna get to like that point with her, and I'm just super excited to like see her in action again. She was one of the coolest characters in season 1, out of tons of cool characters.
Oh yeah.
And guys, please help me out with his name. Brasso? It's on the tip of my tongue. No, not Brasso.
Luthen?
Who's the guy who escapes jail with Andor with Cassie?
Oh, Melshi.
Melshi, thank you.
Yeah,
I
he
knew
was-
it began with an
Yep,
M.
He was in
back.
the trailer
That
and
was
he's bald
killing
again.
me.
I'm so
Thank
excited.
God.
Melshi.
Thank God for bald Melshi.
Bald Melshi. So excited to see Duncan Pao again. Like I'm just always so excited to see Melshi on
We
screen.
saw scruffier looking Saw, right? Saw was in there. Two
Yep.
Tubes might have been in there, I think.
Yep, he was with them.
Yeah.
As he
My
should
boy
be.
Tubes.
R.I.P.
But yeah, I
Anton
mean-
Krieger. We never got to see him.
Nah.
Oh, he's gonzo.
There's
RIP.
like there's a good shot of Cyril looking really pitiful at like something flying
Oh,
overhead.
he has his cool outfit on. His like
He
red
does have a
jacket.
cool outfit, flashy. Same with Cassian.
Yes.
Suave
Okay.
Cassian.
I love how all the pictures that came out of Diego Luna like on stage like speaking and just like seeing that and like that incredible shot like behind him. He just looks so good. He just
A little
looks
bit like
so
a wink.
good. Yes, there was.
100%.
I know that out there somewhere on the internet, there's like images that were illegally taken, you know, of behind the scenes of some sort of chase that's like they're in like nicer clothes with like Cassian and Mon Mothma. So that's definitely from like
And
that
I
scene.
would not
Super excited about that.
Condone anybody looking at them.
I mean, I think
So
that
what
they're
do
long
we-
gone at this point, but yeah.
Yeah,
What
probably.
do we want to? What's the thing you guys want to most see in season 2 of Andor?
How
could be a number
Cassian
of things.
meets K2 actually.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
that, I'm super
I mean,
interested in
obviously.
that. Like for some reason, like one of the I never really liked K2 at first, but I've grown to like him a lot more, and I'm still pretty impartial. Like
You love K2. Come on.
I do love K2 at the end of
I
the
thought
day.
so, at
So like
least.
I'm really excited to see like how their relationship began and like what's going on with that. I mean, we see them in this trailer in the U-Wing together, and it's like there they go. They're the guys.
I mean, that's
Mon's
a good,
fall from
that's
the
a good
Senate
one.
is up there
Mon's
for
fall
me.
from the Senate will definitely be interesting because she'll have to leave. I mean, I'm really looking forward to how they're going to dance around the fact that she is so heavily like featured in Rebels, you know, and the biggest rebellion moment that should definitely be in Andor is her declaration to the galaxy and the official start of the Rebel Alliance. But that's already depicted in Rebels. So I wonder how they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to like overwrite or change anything. But speaking of overwriting and changing things, they probably will get rid of the Cassian and K2 comic where Cassian meets K2 for the first time. And
Maybe.
we're probably going to get a new origin. Or they're just going to have them meet off screen. But I don't think that's going to happen.
So how do you feel about that? I mean, I personally
I don't know.
forgot there was a comic about that. Like, I'm sure someone out there loves that comic, or there's people out there that love it. But like,
It's all right. I mean, it's nothing like super special. It is a pretty bog standard one shot.
it's probably like the comic that explains 3PO's red arm. Like, it's cool
Kinda,
that you have that, but it's like, you know, if they
I think
can
it was
do
made at a time when they weren't planning on making Andor.
Exactly. That's the case with a
So-
lot of these things, like Kanan's thing with Depa Billaba, and
Yeah.
they probably didn't know they were going to really do that. They didn't know they were going to reintroduce Clone Wars and stuff like that. And I know that was Bad Batch, but still.
But if they pull it off and actually adapt the comic, that will be an all-time moment for me. I don't expect it. I have absolutely no expectation that will be the case. But if they did that, I'm gonna be on the sun. I'm just gonna be just
Because you love the
Maybe-
comic, or because
no,
of
because
what?
that's just so cool. Like that they
think
would
that
take
maybe
the
they
time
do an
to adapt the
adaptation.
comic to live action would just be insane.
I feel like
mean-
I feel like there was a line in the trailer that was literally K2 saying, "I know you don't trust me" to Cassian. So like, I don't know. So maybe they might just be like, "Oh, you guys are teaming up to do this," and like,
All I'm saying is if
Yeah,
Cassian
this is-
goes
I don't
on a
know.
mission with two
Fine.
sisters who communicate through smell, that's what they do. They spray pheromones to convey ideas, and then they communicate between each other by sniffing and smelling.
Tony Gilroy can pull it off.
Tony Gilroy
I don't
can
even
pull it
think
off.
Tony Gilroy would want to pull that off.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is in the comic. I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. Instead of communicating through sound or sight, they communicate through smell. I think that's cool. I don't know. Maybe you guys think I'm crazy, but if they
I
do
do.
that, they're adapting the
You're crazy.
comic, and it's going to be a great episode to talk about. I'm going to be losing it all
So
night.
we'll see.
All right, write that down. Timestamp
But I
104:44. There we go.
Do not expect that to happen. So don't.
No.
I'm not going to be disappointed if it doesn't happen, but I will be very pleasantly surprised if it does.
What's something you? I mean, is that something you hope to see?
It-
I was going to ask what you guys each hope to see. What's up?
No, I was gonna say that's what Matt wanted to see.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
That and the Mon Mothma declaring the Rebel Alliance a thing.
I completely
from
forgot that,
Rebels.
like, obviously that's like such a huge part, like in Rebels, huge moment, and now I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they save her.
how are they gonna do that? I think that someone in the chat mentioned it would probably be like Cassian's point of view or someone else's point of view, and so I think that would be a fun way to play it off
Definitely.
with just like her address
Definitely.
maybe, and it's like cut off. So
Because you know they're not going to touch a Filoni project. They're not even going to dream of
you can't touch
overwriting
like
anything in
can't do
Rebels.
any
No
of
way.
that. No, sir.
So
AJ, what was your favorite part, or what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm gonna use it as a thing I hope to see the most, and it's kind of in line with what you're saying. Like, I hope with going into season 1, we were kind of hoping like the Rebels crew, the Ghost crew, would overlap into this, and it sort of has already because they talk about the Wookiee thing in season 1. So like we have that going on, and they're the other big cell in there. We know Luthen's cell and Saw's cell and everything was going on in this, but Saw's cell, Seesaw. But in season 2, like I'm really hoping we get. I do love the little Easter eggs, but maybe we get like a Hera crossover. Or like we have the actress for Hera now. Like we can have Mary Elizabeth Winstead in Andor. It'd feel a little weird, I guess, because Andor didn't really have many cameos, but it did and it didn't. But
or you can put Vanessa Marshall in. You never know. If
you could. I would love.
She's up to it.
I wish
like a voice, maybe like a voice cameo.
I wish Vanessa Marshall was playing Hera in Ahsoka. I of course say that. I don't have any issue with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She did a great job. So like any version of Hera in this would work. Of course.
But yeah, I think any addition of the Ghost crew would be fun because we know that obviously like Hera's paged and Chopper is there in Rogue One.
So we've already
like,
kind of had a little tiny bit of tease crossover.
Just like a little encounter.
Give us a K2 and Chopper interaction. Like, that would be amazing.
That'd be great.
We were this close to it in Rogue One, so
that's true.
Yeah,
that was before Chopper was really like mainstream. So
I know.
So give us that. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Also, like super looking forward to Krennic and like what's gonna go on with him, and like I love like Nate Mendelsohn, so like it's just gonna be like really fun to like actually see him on screen as Krennic again.
Oh, he's such a villain, such a good villain.
That could be fun to see, young Thrawn.
Once again, we have the actor down the hall to the left.
Down the hall to the left.
I think that would be harder to do.
It would be much harder
to do.
What do
we think? This is a good question. What do we think is going to happen to Luthen?
He's going to blow up.
I think he's going to.
He's certainly going to probably die.
Yeah, but I think that it's going to be for purpose, though. Like,
yeah.
But I think he's going to blow up. That's my guess.
He's actually gonna go to Alderaan himself.
Yeah.
And he's with Bail. They're gonna write that in.
He's with Bail. He gets his shoelace stuck in an escalator and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get this off." And then he looks up and
I kinda like this. Like Saw and Luthen have a bit of a weird beef. Maybe they kind of betray each other or something.
Because they're always stepping on each other's toes. That's true. I could see Krennic trying to do that actually. Fun fact, even as much as I like always say, like I don't necessarily like Rogue One isn't like ranked like high for me, like but I love Andor. I love the book Rogue One Catalyst. It so low key is one of my favorite Star Wars books. Which is like half Galen or so, half Krennic. I have to reread it. You know what? I that's like the last like Star Wars book I borrowed from the library. I'm gonna go back this week and take it out again. So
any more Andor thoughts before we move on to
I'm ready for more.
I am too. And I'm really looking forward to watching the finale and then watching Rogue One right after the finale ends. The same way I did for A New Hope and Rogue One.
It comes out next year, right?
Yeah. Early next year, according to Diego Luna.
Probably
he just said like, "Oh, I can't wait for you guys to see what I'm talking about early next year." And everybody was like, "Early next year."
That's what I was going to get to, the release date. And our final segment on the thing, when we get to it 2 segments from now, other D23 thoughts, it's kind of going to be like some complaints that I wanted more, of course. But why can we not get a release date? Why do we just get the year? We already probably knew the year, right? Like
we did.
Can't.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I don't know. I don't know if they just don't want to give a release date to avoid like delays. Like, oh, it's coming out in January, or I don't. We're gonna have.
It's like we all know that but we're not gonna tell you.
Exactly. Like, of course they know. Like, I would hope they have it planned of when things are coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably after Skeleton Crew, right?
Yeah, I would assume probably March. Spring. Maybe March or
April.
so. March would be good because then that's like a few months to let stuff like breathe in between.
I could see them having it cross over with May 4th, whether like the finales on May 4th or like I hope it wouldn't premiere on May 4th, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's.
There's a comment about Celebration. When is Celebration?
April. I don't know the days.
They would probably coincide a premiere with Celebration. Oh, where'd Matt go? Is he okay?
Who knows?
He's gone. Okay. So,
Hello.
and he's back. But I just said that Star Wars Celebration. I think that they would probably coincide a premiere with Celebration.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe.
So maybe like
not.
end of mid-end
or
of
like
April.
a preview somehow. So I would probably think Andor would be around April, late April, because of
Matt,
Celebration.
what's with the face?
I'm having connectivity issues. I can barely understand Jamie.
Nice. Thanks.
Well, I can hear Jamie. Chat, can you hear us? Give us a thumbs
No,
up.
I think it's me. So I'm gonna try to
Matt problem?
refresh again.
We can hear you well.
Leave. But he can't hear us.
I can kind of hear you guys. You guys sound like robots.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, chat can hear us, I guess. So we're good.
All right. So I'm going to see if I can power through. And if I lose you guys, I'll refresh again.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on to The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Wonderful name.
Yeah. I mean, once again, the names of Star Wars shows are very just to the point.
Yeah.
Not super creative, which it's fine. We make fun of it in a fun way. But The Mandalorian and Grogu, I don't know if we've really talked about this film in the past. We've voiced our opinions to each other.
I think we've talked.
Go ahead.
I think we've talked about my initial reaction to The Mandalorian and my continued reaction to The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think we've talked about that on the show before.
So yeah, I don't remember if we have or not, but essentially the short version is we sort of feel like it's a business move rather than a creative move to do it, and like a bit of a cop out, as Matt said, like
cowardly.
Of course, we're going to see the movie day one. We're excited for the movie. I like The Mandalorian as a show. Of course, we were going to get the Thrawn movie eventually with that Filoni's working on. I think that is a more obvious thing that this is a cop out, because that was going to be the movie. That was going to be maybe the penultimate thing of the Mandalorian story. He's going to make it to the big screen. But now you have this thing taking place before, and it's like, okay, that's going to be the epic adventure then. What is this going to be?
It takes some of the air out of what's supposed to be the grand finale, where we finally get to see all these TV characters on the big screen for the first and final time in a big epic clash. And it's like, actually, we already saw Mando and Grogu on screen before.
You know what this is? This is taking Grogu away at the end of season 2 and reuniting him in the Book of Boba Fett.
A little bit.
And then suddenly Din and Grogu are back together in Mando season 3, and it's like, wait, I didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. What happened?
No, it kind of is.
Honestly, I think that the only reason they're doing the movie is just so that way they can get butts in seats. That's what it is. And get like the general public to go to the movies. That's what it is. Yeah, and I agree. Like, I wish that it was a TV show as well. I really think it could excel that way. Hopefully,
it works perfect as a TV show.
We'll see what happens.
I'm sure the movie will have a blast in the movie theater watching it. Of course, Star Wars back to the big screen. I didn't picture it as this, though. Of course, like we have the Rey movie slated, which we're very excited about. Got Rey in the background, obviously, and that's going to be the other point in the final segment we have, which I hope we got more about that. But it's a weird move. I think we all agree it's a weird move.
It's a weird movie
to put butts in seats to make money. I mean,
just to put butts in seats, the safest possible move you could go with. It takes the air out of Dave Filoni's movie, and it takes the air out of the Rey movie, in my opinion. I was not happy when they announced it, and I still am not sold on it.
To release it in May, which I know the spring,
which is also awful.
When are they?
Classic.
Question. Sorry, not to interrupt. When actually is it slated to be released?
May 2026. The same month of Avengers Doomsday, I think.
Yeah, fantastic.
They're running into the same thing they did with Solo.
That worked so well with Solo when you put
Solo came out when Avengers came out as well. Like, so it's an interesting move. that they're doing. That, like I said, end of the day, clearly a business choice rather than a creative choice, probably. But all complaints aside, still looking forward to it. We'll be there day one watching it.
Yeah, let's talk about what we saw
what we
online.
Yeah. So very, very little, right? But
Zeb?
Zeb.
Let's just talk about Zeb. This is all we're gonna talk about. We're just gonna talk about Zeb. And that's it. I the team up with the New Republic. I just love to see him. Yeah, he's flying some sort of like Razor Crest type ship. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so funny that he became a pilot.
Yeah,
he's not a pilot in Rebels. No. How did he become a pilot?
He knows how to fly, obviously, but like that's where he could like work best. Maybe he like wanted like a job that wasn't like anything like too crazy, so he was like, I'll just be a pilot. Like I feel like he'd like that. Just be like, I'll just casually be.
He seems like a fighter pilot. Like he's flying X-wings and stuff.
Still in his jumpsuit.
Y-wing. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's weird. Zeb in a pilot suit. I feel like he wouldn't want to wear that.
It does
all the time.
Yeah, it's very funny.
He's not a fan of it either.
The Razor Crest returned.
I don't know if it's the Razor Crest.
I don't think it's the Razor Crest
way.
either. I think
it got blown to bits.
It can't be. First of all that was left. Oh, there goes Matt again. All that was left.
Matt is left.
Little shifter there, but like, there's no way it's Razor Crest. It's only I think my theory is that it's like some the Razor Crest.
Talk about crap master. I'm crapping out here.
Is that your Wi-Fi again?
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
You got a thunderstorm just over your house.
Yeah.
The AT-ATs, the AT-ATs, whatever you want to call them, they looked amazing though. I thought they looked really cool. For some reason, Mando was in like a chicken walker running down a hill.
Yeah, why not?
I will say,
throw it in there.
The snowtroopers looked cool too. So
always fun to see snowtroopers.
I heard they looked cool. I don't know how long we can continue the bit.
Heard it from someone who said they looked cool. So
yeah, so this is a good point. The Razor Crest, it's like it's kind of like the Corellian haulers and all that. I think
that's what I was gonna
that,
say. Like the funnier thing about it is like the model, the ship name was never the Razor Crest. Like that was the model. Like it's like
which always annoyed me.
Like the Falcon is like what YT3. I don't know. Whatever. The model of the ship is Razor Crest. It was never the name of it. So like I really think that it is like just like this like ship that like Zeb is like flying around, and then like suddenly Din is like, I used to have one of these.
The Ford F-150 of space.
Held together by like tape. It's so good.
So yeah, I mean, once again, we'll do the Andor game again here of what's something you're looking forward to in this movie? Like what's something you're looking forward to, something you're hoping for.
Can I go first?
Yes.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but yeah.
Cobb Vanth.
Yeah. I hope Cobb Vanth's in there.
He better be in this movie. That's all I gotta say. Cobb Vanth, Timothy Oliphant must be in this movie. Simple.
He's been in a bacta tank for
like what's going on?
3 years?
I need to know. Is he okay? Is he safe?
So
did Boba just like drown him in his sleep? I need to know.
Yeah. Matt, what about you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. Luke. I honestly, don't ask me why, but when I was hearing about the trailer online, for some reason I got Luke vibes. Like Luke's gonna be in it. I don't know why I feel like that.
Okay.
But I think
I raise you. I would love to see Luke if it's an actual person, and not a deep fake.
That could be the direction they go.
That is the only way I would like to see Luke or any of like the OT if it is an actual person and not a deep fake edit.
Yeah.
No, don't like that. I still don't like that, and I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, it throws me off
for so many reasons.
Luke has been very cool in these things, and it hurts me because I don't like the deep fake thing. Or what is it? Is it deep fake or whatever technology they use?
But like straight up, like it's contracts aside, I think it's just straight up so unethical. I just don't think it's a good idea at all. And like I don't think they should be using that technology.
And after the strikes they went through a year ago now.
It'd be so disrespectful, and so
I feel like it's
don't. Just don't.
I just think it's not like sustainable.
That too.
Like you can't have Luke Leia and Han have prominent roles if you're going to need to spend so much money deep faking them? They're only going to be cameos.
And like, there's actors out there who look like these people, and actors can always be trained, and like you're gonna find them.
It's almost a sure bet. And I see KG bringing it up in the chat. KG's had a lot of good points so far, beating me to the punch. They're probably gonna be in the quote unquote Heir to the Empire movie, the final Mando movie there.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hard to have them not be in that. They play such a role in the original Thrawn trilogy there. So yeah. Oh, and once again, KG coming in with another good one. OT Trio in an animated series is the best way to continue them and their stories, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe bring in Mark Hamill to do the voice. I mean, he's doing the Lego thing. I imagine he would take a contract to do the some series. But
I mean, I saw so many people crossing their fingers for that on today on Twitter.
We'll get to that
and stuff.
We'll get to that. That's in the other bucket.
So I guess for
We're
me,
talking about Mando Grogu though.
I want the Cobb Vanth thing. I would love to see more continuation of the Shadow Council there with like Hux, and like I'm super into how the First Order got started, and we know how they kind of got started. But I want to see that. I don't know if they would show that in this movie.
This could be like a mission against the Shadow Council. That would be
awesome.
That could be really good, actually, because then that could be like seeds of the Resistance as well. Because the whole thing is the New Republic doesn't believe the First Order exists.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I would like that. That'd be fun.
In my mind, the return of Star Wars to the theaters, like, don't you feel like it has pressure on it to have this grand plot? And like, I can't picture this movie having a grand plot. Like the Thrawn one would. Like Solo, I love Solo. I love the movie Solo. Of course, we talk about it all the time. Doesn't really have like a grand, crazy plot, and maybe that's why I like it so much. But it took place in the middle of all these other movies. Like, a lot of eyes are going to be on this movie.
There's a lot of pressure on it, but this is a slightly hot take. I feel like the character of Han Solo is pretty similar, like hype-wise, to Din Djarin in the sense of they're just a guy who happens to be along for the ride. But Han Solo got his own movie because like he's like been an icon from the beginning of it, and at this point, like Mando Din Djarin is getting his own movie because he's become iconic along the way. Yeah, but I would like rank them like kind of like at like the same level of like awareness within like the galaxy, if not
especially
like
at the
more.
moment. He's the I mean Grogu himself is bigger than Vader and Luke Skywalker at this point. Like he's combined. In terms of marketing and everyone knows Grogu. Everyone knows Baby Yoda. No one calls him Grogu in public.
He is everywhere.
Hopefully this movie educates people on his real name maybe a little more.
Anyways, let's move on to our final segment here, which we just yell about how we wanted more things announced.
I wanted more things announced. That's what
I wanted more things announced. I wanted animation announcements. Like that was a huge buzzkill. Because like I know they were focused on like their top projects and everything, but it's like, I'm sorry, Lucasfilm criticism inbound. I'm sorry that I know that you place all of your emphasis on the live action stuff, but I know that you really value the animation as well. And you gotta just like tell us what the project is you're working on, because we know you're working on it. We know you're working on it. Just tell us.
Maybe
why not tell us?
Like, I don't need to know when it's coming out. Just tell me what the story is that you're going to be doing, so I can be like, okay, we're entering this like phase of things. I just want to know. That's all I want to know. And like we know something's out there. I just wanted the little here it is. But no, that's my criticism. That's my D23 criticism.
No, that's pretty much mine. One thing and maybe it's my own fault, but going into this D23, they had we saw online they had a Rey exhibit. Like Brent, I think you were at D23, were you? I don't know. Whoever was at D23, like I saw pictures of a Rey exhibit with her speeder.
Yeah,
BB-8 looked like Jakku, and then someone filmed a thing of like the intro of D23, of just like a hype video of all the different things they might talk about. Rey was in it with the Rise of Skywalker ending. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here for some reason. So I was like, okay, they might give us an update on the Rey movie, and they didn't. Like, I don't know why I wanted that or thought they would, but I don't know.
I mean, that's definitely. I don't blame you for thinking there was going to be an update on it when they're showing all that stuff, and we're overdue for an update on the Rey movie.
Yeah. more than just, oh, they're working on it. Like, we're overdue for just, this is what the vibe is going to be and whatnot. We're overdue for who else is going to be in it officially aside from Daisy. Like, I want to know, like,
yeah,
where is everyone? Like,
maybe it's just my own fault or I guess we all feel this way. Maybe it's our own fault, like expecting too much. Because like when you think about it, their big thing they wanted to talk about was the Mandalorian and Grogu. If you talk about these other things, like maybe they don't want to overshadow Skeleton Crew. They don't want to, these other, Andor is probably one of the other things they're really excited about too. The fans are excited about. So they don't want to show too much and overshadow the other things. But at the same time, like, I don't know. There's a little bit of something for everyone. Just give us a bit of a platter of a sampling of all these things.
It's frustrating having, the sampler. Please give us a sampler. It's frustrating having your favorite section of Star Wars, and then you get so much given to you, and then it's just like, cool, but this wasn't my favorite. Like, I unfortunately have seen like so much just like disappointment from fans of animation that just aren't getting anything, and it's just like, it just
that was the biggest.
That's the biggest one of not even getting a sniff at like any project, and then
but
animation's
a slam dunk.
Animation's such a big part of Star Wars too. Like like you said, their bread and butter is live action, but since Clone Wars, like animation's huge, and the stories for animation have been amazing. Like we can all agree. I'm sure chat all agrees. Like Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, Resistance had its moments. I know it was very cool, but like they're all like amazing. Like, and we're all waiting on the edge of our seats. Like, there's almost a subset of fans that are Star Wars animation fans, and we're all like, "What's it gonna be? Like a title reveal, or even just like it's gonna be this. It's so and so doing this." Like,
literally, all I want to know is just like a one sentence. What is the main project that they're working on? That's what I want to know. Like,
they couldn't even give us the working title.
That's fine. It's fine. That's what I want to know.
But it was, I don't know.
Like I said earlier,
disappointing.
Celebration 2026 better be friggin' huge.
It's only 3 days, mind you. It's shorter than usually it's like the Thursday through Sunday, but it's gonna only be like the 3-day convention, which will be fine. But
so just jam pack those 3 days with every announcement that you were gonna do for D23.
At the last one, I think they did all the announcements. They usually have like a showcase, like a Lucasfilm showcase. Panel,
which is essentially
about, like, all the things
what we saw at D23, but a shortened version at D23. So it'll be like the extended version.
That's the other thing for D23. Like, maybe we shouldn't expect so much because it's such a short. But they go from Pixar to Disney animation to Lucasfilm to Marvel.
Oh my god! So I mean, like, honestly, like, if you guys had to pick like a highlight from the D23 reveals, would it be a Star Wars thing, or would it be something else that got revealed?
Incredibles 3 has me pretty fired up.
Incredibles 3.
I'm pretty fired up about the Hercules musical.
That's also very cool.
I'm so excited for that.
Controversially,
yeah,
I think it's Toy Story 5 for me.
I love Toy. I mean, that's fine.
I'm looking forward to seeing Woody back with the gang.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. I've seen the photos and whatnot.
Fighting iPad.
Nine Inch Nails doing Tron Ares.
Dude, yes.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Tron. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Monsters Inc. park.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of park news today. In a lot of park. There's so much going on.
Which
Indiana Jones ride.
The Star Wars park
Ripped
stuff
dinosaur.
is they're adding a Mando story to Smuggler's Run.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting.
Do not get rid of Hondo.
I don't think they will.
There's no way.
I don't either. I don't think so either.
I think it could so easily work just like Star Tours, in which like you go through like the main like beginning and whatnot, and then like you don't know where you're going, you don't know what job you're doing in this case for Smuggler's Run, but you get in, you buckle in, the attendant, and like make sure everybody's good, and then like, all right, have a good flight, everybody, and then you go, and then you'd find out in that moment who you're actually flying with or like what your job is, and that would be so easy. Plus, it makes sense that Honda would be across like any era because he has been across all the eras of each of the films at least. So it would work out. They're not going to get rid of Hondo. He's a great character.
No, it'll be.
And he's a great animatronic.
Disney loves a pirate. Yeah, and he's a pirate. Bring it back to the pirates, guys. Disney loves a good pirate animatronic. Let's be real.
Can't wait to see him in Outlaws. That's going to be
great. Yeah.
Any other D23 praises or gripes?
praise. Speaking of animatronics, the Walt Disney animatronic that they're going to put in at Disneyland.
Yeah,
Which is
spooky,
incredible. It's come full circle.
but cool.
The man himself is just gonna be there. That's gonna be very cool, though. A really good way to honor him.
That is cool. So, I mean, it was cool to see all these different things from these other fandoms happen as well. Of course, we're focusing on the Star Wars part of it. And there's some excitement, but a little bit of disappointment, mainly in the animation department. I wish, even if it was like something small, like.
Yeah.
I wrote out, as we like went through tonight, I wrote out each of the releases, and the releases are Skeleton Crew in December, Andor in the spring, we think, and then Mando Grogu in 2026. So what's going in between? I don't know.
There's got to be an animated show in there somewhere.
I don't know.
Question: is Ahsoka season 2? That has to be after the Mando movie, right?
Maybe. Sure.
Probably.
That's so far away.
So Favreau's working on the movie. Filoni's working on Ahsoka season 2. So they could be, and I know they're both working together, but like, that's interesting, right?
That'd be kind of wild if they tied into each other.
That's what I'm saying. If we got Ahsoka season 2 somehow, that's asking a lot, isn't it? End of next year. That's really asking way too much. But
I don't think it's going to come in 2025.
Yeah, maybe before the movie.
This is just too much, guys. I'm gonna rewatch Rebels because that's where I'm at right now.
We are rewatching Ahsoka, which has been great.
This is
right?
true.
I have to rewatch Ahsoka. I can't. I'm rewatching Andor. My aunt is coming to visit. She hasn't seen it, so we have to watch that.
Your aunt, huh?
Yeah, the same aunt I flew to visit.
Keep going, guys.
Well, that's good. That'll be fun. Any other final thoughts?
No.
Celebration.
No.
We'll get some news.
Oh, that's the news. That's the news for D23.
I'd like to maybe get like a reveal on a random Tuesday or something that we're just like.
That would be great.
Well.
That was like the night of the Old Republic remake announcement. That came out of nowhere on like a random Thursday. I'll never forget
I remember that.
That made my whole week.
Alrighty. Well, Jamie, you want to sign us off here?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, so this was our D23 Star Wars recap, mostly Star Wars, and we made a Mount Rushmore of the Rebellion characters in the beginning, so just like ranked everybody. We mentioned earlier, if you haven't yet, go back and watch our last live stream, which we did with Hannah from the Ray side, in which we did a Star Wars Olympics. It was a lot of fun. I'm not really sure when our next stream will be yet, but we'll get back on soon. We'll talk more nonsense before Rebuild the Galaxy comes out. It comes out soon. Thank you guys to everybody who was chatting tonight with us in the chat and hanging out with us and listening live. This video obviously will stay up on YouTube, and the audio should be available on the major podcast platforms soon. We're the Haunted Marauders ever on social media. Support your local space pirates. That's us. And we'll see you guys next time on the Haunted Marauders podcast.